It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Good morning, how are we doing? Welcome to Hobbymaker. It is so nice to see you this morning. I know it's an early one, but we're going to make it worth your while today because we have got a very, very special guest. We have got Kerry with us from all the way from living in loveliness. Kerry, how are you doing this morning?
I'm very well. You're very excited today, aren't you?
I've got to tell you why, Kerry, because yesterday when we first day, I don't know if your kids joined us yesterday, it's my first ever show. I will like, honestly, I will like this, you know, behind
how are you feeling today?
Hand. I feel a lot calmer, but yesterday, well, I've got to tell you, so my mum, I don't know if you saw it yesterday, my mum said it's your first day, she's like, right, I'm going to bring you something special. Kerry, she brought me a pack. She packed me tea bags, sugar, powdered milk. I said, Mum, it's a real building, like they'll have tea and coffee facilities, but she was doing the mum thing. Now, we have got a wonderful team with us today as well. It's not just me and Kerry. We've got loads of us here. On our cameras today, we have got the wonderful Michael, who's been telling me all about his musician skills today. And let's pop the camera on and see who we've got in the gallery. We have got oh, there's Michael. Hang on, Michael, what are you doing in there? Right, and you've got also Ollie, who's doing our directing today. There he is, he's had his large coffee, he's on good for all. And sat next to him is the gorgeous Laura. And we found out so much, me and Laura, I feel like we're from the same family, aren't we? We need to check our DNA test. Well, you know what, we have got a lovely day planned, and I'm so excited we've got
It is, it's Christmas, it's very exciting.
Do you love Christmas?
I love it.
I know.
I do.
Did you see
I can't believe I made it to July and not really mentioned it until today. That's really unusual for me.
We're the first time you're going to be bringing Christmas.
And we're going to be bringing Christmas. How exciting.
We've got them before Sewing Street. Oh, I feel like we get like the inside scoop. Well, Kerry, today's been the first time I've met you. I'm not going to lie to you. Don't think I'm a weirdo, but I have been stalking your social media. I've been reading your blogs on your website. I'm not a crazy person. I just
That's all right.
wanted to get to know you. Now, you at home, I know you're the expert. You probably met Kerry before, especially over on Sewing Street, but I've got a few questions just to get you.
Should I be nervous? You've asked me some interesting questions already this morning.
I said, Kerry, have you got adenoids?
Good morning to you too.
Now, something that I was fascinated in, before we even talk about all the sewing and everything we're excited about, you're a Wolves girl, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Born and bred Wolverhampton?
Not quite, no, but quite close.
Now, no word of a lie. Wolverhampton's where I went to college, and it's where I had my first nights out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, my first nights out were involved.
Yeah, do you remember Oceana?
Yes.
You know what? There could have been a moment where our paths
We probably danced, definitely.
It was
whether we remember it is questionable, but we might have crossed.
It's one of those clubs where, do you remember the floor was
that's a good club though.
And then Royal
Back
London
in the day,
well.
I don't think I'd like it so much.
Oh my God. I think it's shut down, Kerry. I think we've passed it. It's shut down now. You can't get in there. And Wolves Stadium, are you a Wolves fan?
I'm not.
Thank goodness. Now, there is a question.
I'm not really a football fan, so my son is. He's a big Wolves fan, yeah. My son is, my eldest.
That's funny you say that, because I did want to ask you something. So, this is the thing that intrigues me the most, if I'm honest with you, because before you did crafting, I know you're in a sales job. What I want to know is, what was that moment where you said, you know what, I'm leaving that sales job, I'm going to follow my dream, and it's crafting. What was that moment in your life?
When I had my youngest son.
Well, is that Chase?
Yeah, Chase, yeah. I love that you know so much. It was. It really started, living in loveliness started with making my two older children, I'd made them an advent garland for Christmas when they were little. There's a few years difference between them, and so when I had Chase, I'd made him an advent garland. But when I made my elder twos, it was hand sewing. So I grew up with sewing. My mum was a dressmaker and curtain maker and things like that. So when I was on maternity leave with Chase, I got my sewing machine out and started sewing, and it literally was, I went into the most beautiful quilting shop, and it was just full of colour, top to, you know, floor to ceiling. And I just said to my husband at that point, oh, I really want this. I really want to live in loveliness. And that really is where the name came from, because it was just so beautiful in there. And the women were lovely. There was people, you know, having a like afternoon tea party, and then all the fabrics to look at. And really, when it was time to go back to work, I didn't want to go back to work. I wanted to stay home as long as I could. Yeah. So I started making gifts and supplying small shops, and it went from one thing to another. So
you know what, I'm not just saying it, it's inspirational, because there's so many people who stick to and they think, no, I can't go. But you got the guts and you went, I'm gonna do it. And look at your life now.
I know.
We were talking about
floor to ceiling of chaos and fabric and tissue paper.
It's just like, what? Honestly, I need to come and visit your house or your studio and everything.
I do absolutely love it. I do love it. People would say to me all the time, do you not get fed up of it? I'm like, never. And when I'm not sewing for our business, you know, I'm doing it for myself. And so, yeah, I absolutely thoroughly enjoy it. And it's in our family, it's in our blood. You know, my mum sews, my daughter sews, my two boys, my 17-year-old will forgive me for saying, and he won't do it anymore, of course. But yeah, it's just part of our DNA, I think. Love it.
I love that. If you have just joined us, go and get a brew and get comfy, because Kerry has got all of the top tips for us today. Now, Kerry, I've got to say, me and Laura, no word of a lie. Oh, also, we're going to be doing 5 demos with Kerry today. 5 demos.
5. We've got a busy morning.
We've got a busy morning.
I've kept checking. Have I got this? Yep, got everything. Definitely got everything.
Well, before we do get started, I have got to say that me and Laura, producer, we love a national day. Now, today is national. I know, it's national. Father and kids go for a walk day. I was stalking on your Instagram. I don't think you and your son are going for a walk today, because I saw him, you put him to work in the shed. I saw it on your Instagram. Was it in your dad's shed? He was doing his carpentry.
Yeah, so my... I'm trying to remember the last time I posted on Instagram when that would be from, actually.
I cannot believe, though, it's a full family get-together, isn't it?
My dad's not a carpenter, actually. It's a hobby of his, but my son's on an apprenticeship doing carpentry and joinery. And what Alex was making is he was upcycling pallets. I absolutely love pallets. I had a delivery of pallets yesterday. I'm so happy about all these dirty pallets. What can we do with them? My husband's like, really? What? Why do we need more?
I've got a vision. I've got a vision.
It was my husband's 40th in December, so he was making him a bar for a surprise birthday party. It was fab. It was absolutely brilliant.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, they've all got the creative gene from you. It's passed down. So,
and the thrifty one. We like a thrifty mate.
Oh, I tell you what, charity shops all the time, I'm telling you. Right. Is it today as well? Laura's just put in my ear. She says, you know what, as well, it's National Strawberry Sunday Day. I tell you what, Laura, honestly, Laura, some of these days, Kerry, honestly, these days that
we'll have to
we
do
can't.
That later.
Well, National Macaroni Day. We've got to just pick one day and roll with it, okay? No, but do you know what? Today's going to be great. I know the business is going really well, and I saw some of the beautiful things you did through lockdown as well, and your awards too.
Yeah.
Oh, you've done so well. I'm absolutely buzzing for you.
I just like bringing people together to make things. So I loved lockdown, actually. I thought, you know, there was a lot of great things to take away. We set up, I'm sure you've seen, if you've had a little nosy on there, we did a lot for Sewing for our NHS, so it was just fab. It was wonderful, really. We met people from all around the country just online, just for our love of sewing, and we're sending fabric and buttons, and it was wonderful, actually.
I love
that. Chaos. We put banners on our front garden and asked for fabric, and every morning we got up, it was like, and we had a call from a local charity shop to say they would donate some quilts. Great. An Arctic lorry turned up with all these crates we had.
It
was amazing.
I bet your husband was like, Kerry, not again, not again.
It was in the shed, it was in the garage, it was in the living room, it was everywhere. And I literally sat on the front lawn boxing things up, but it was all unicorn bed linen. So they were all turned into scrubs by lots of volunteers throughout the country and delivered to the children's wards. So it was lovely.
If you have just joined us this morning, welcome to Hobbymaker. We have got Kerry for the next 2 hours. She's going to be showing us 5 demos. We have just been talking about what Kerry was up to through lockdown as well, so the amazing things she made. But do you know what? We want to hear from you as well this morning. You have got an expert in the studio today. So any questions you want to send in, we're at the ready for you. Or if you want to write in, tell me and Kerry about what you've been making through lockdown as well. That's what we want to hear. That's what we.
And if you made the things, you know, if you got involved with the sewing, that'd be lovely.
We want to hear from you. Kerry's at the ready. Now there is a few different ways to message us. You can either email us. Have we got the email-y page up for us, Laura? You know, the email-y page. Right, so all you need to do, if you go onto the website, oh, look at us there, lovely and frozen. Oh. So just where it says send the studio a message, you can send us a message. There's also an email address too. You can get in contact. Oh, do you know what I do sometimes over on Lifestyle? If you're really struggling to get in contact, what a lot of our viewers do, sometimes they even call that free number, which is the call centre, and they have the message sent down. My dad does that a few times because he never knows how to do it. And I get a message from the call centre saying, "Good morning, Princess." I'm like, "Dad."
Oh, that's lovely.
It is lovely. Now, we're going to be doing 5 different demonstrations. I know you've got lots of tips. You've got lots of hacks for us today. But I want to give you the heads up. If you're on Tinterweb, if you're on Webby, everything is on pre-order. It's all ready for you. So if you want to start checking out, that's absolutely fine. We're still going to be doing the demonstrations. And remember, the way that Hobbymaker works, everything's live. We work together. We work through the 2 hours. You'll see the prices and everyone pays that same low price. But what I want you to do today, right? Do it. Oh, that's a good point. I always forget this. Right, good job I got Laura in it. We have 1 P&P. So let's say you've managed to shop between now and midnight tonight. Maybe you might have got something already. £3.95 is the only postage. So you could order all types of bits and pieces through the day. You don't pay that extra P&P. We've got a very clever computer system that at midnight, it tallies it all of your orders together. It's very technical. It's above my head. But you know what I want you to do this morning? It's Thursday. It's nearly the weekend. I want you to grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. I want you to get a piece of toast. Come and join us. And you know what? Have some fun. If you've never crafted before, today could be your first day. You might already be an expert. You might think, you know what? I've been needing some tips. There's a mess. My dad's not messaged in, has he? Oh, your dad. Somebody's dad's messaged in. So you know what? Kerry is here. This is what she's for. So while we've got her, you know, bring in those questions. And do not forget, Kerry has got her Christmas items and nobody else has seen them yet. So we have got the first scoop. So yes, that's what we're here for. We're here for you this morning. We're here to have a catch up. If you just want a message and tell us how you're doing. Now today, you're going to give us some little hints and tips, aren't you, Kerry?
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
and the first part of the show, it's all non-sewing as well, so nice and easy. Great for, like you said, grabbing a cup of tea, a piece of toast, and just relaxing and enjoying. So we've got a nice easy morning. I love it.
This is like my dream day. This is like my dream day. Honestly, I'm so glad to ring you. Right then, my love. So we're going to head over to our demonstration desk. I don't know if that's what we call it in Hobbymaker. It's my second day, so I can call it what I want today, can't I? Right, make sure you got your brew. I'm going to see you in just a sec.
Hello, my name is Rachel Norris and I'm a guest designer on Jewellery Maker TV, but I've been asked by the lovely Jo Jarrett of the Craft Hut to come to Hobbymaker on Friday the 8th of July, and we're going to be working with Jo's fantastic product, which is fantasy dip resin. And I've used wire work to create these beautiful flowers and dragonflies and butterflies, and the fantasy dip resin gives you these wonderful vibrant colours, and you can create these wonderful colourful forms. I'm going to be showing you how to make some of these in the show, along with some birds, and there's also fishes and all sorts of other designs coming to the show as well. So I look forward to seeing you on Hobbymaker on Friday the 8th of July at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go.
Welcome to our exciting and brand new shopping channel, Hobbymaker, dedicated to crafting. We'll be working with some of the biggest brands in the industry, which means you can look forward to highly skilled crafters, demonstrations and great products at great prices. We'll be bringing you a mix of papercraft, mixed media, resin, candle making and so much more from our expert guests. So let's get crafting with Hobbymaker.
David, wake up! What are you doing?
I'm catching some rays and having a pina colada.
There's no time to laze around. Christmas is coming to Hobbymaker.
It's June.
I know, only 6 months to go. Up you get, my friend.
There's a lot of love for Santa at Hobbymaker. Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Hello, welcome back to Hobbymaker. If you have just joined us, welcome. It's, of course, our early morning. But you know what? I love it in the early morning. I feel like we get started before everyone else wakes up. So my name is Claire. It's my second day here today. Thank you so much for having me pop over. And, of course, we have got Kerry. Kerry, I'm so excited for today.
It's very exciting.
We've got 5 demonstrations with Kerry. But before we get started with the demonstrations, I want to actually show you what we've got for you today, because there is one word on our lips. I know it seems early, but it's never early enough for me. Christmas! So Christmas is that time of year where, let's be honest, for any crafter, expert or beginner level, it's one of the most exciting times.
It is. There's nothing quite more... Well, it's always lovely to receive fabric, but there's something really special, especially about Christmas metallics and I love traditional fabric, so yeah, it's very special.
Beautiful.
And we've got time as well. Time's on our side.
We've got time. Well, I'm the biggest Christmas fan. I've worked as an elf for many, many years when I was younger. So it's nice to see all these pieces come again. So are we going to start with our reef? Right. So first and foremost, let's take a little look at our reef. Now, this is exciting. There we go, my love. So with our reef, am I holding it in the right place for you, Michael? So these are our gorgeous, gorgeous reefs that Kerry has brought with her. The most beautiful array of all these fabrics, all of the colours coming in together. Kerry, tell us about this piece.
So this is a lovely project, actually. So just a while ago we were talking about sitting, relaxing, having a cup of tea. This is one of those projects that is perfect for that. Once you've done the prep and cut your fabrics down, then it really is nice and easy and really therapeutic, actually, to just push the fabrics in. There's no right or wrong way to do this as well, and your kit includes everything that you're going to need. So very nice, easy project.
Do you know what? I know it sounds crazy, but I do see reefs in the shop all year round, and don't get me wrong, they are beautiful, but I'm sorry, there is nothing like being able to make your own, and then you put your own up to, you have your Christmas guests.
It is, and it's when people ask as well, isn't it? You know, where did you get it from? And you have that pleasure of saying that you made it, so it is wonderful.
And do you know, like those few weeks before Christmas, imagine when you get all the kids together and you can all do it together. And sometimes I think, though, with the kids, I'd be like, I'll just perfect it. So should we see what you actually get in the kit? So, Kerry, what have we got here?
So your kit includes everything that you're going to need to make this project. You will need either a pair of scissors or pinking shears. I personally prefer to work with the pinking shears to give it that nice texture. But your kit includes all of the fabric that you're going to need. So we've put 3 coordinating fabrics in there for you. You've got a dotting tool, which will be perfect for just pushing those fabrics through into the polystyrene ring, which we'll have a little look at in a moment. And then you've got your 25 centimetre polystyrene flat back ring as well, and the ribbon to hang it.
What's the size of the material as well?
So you get in, these are 44 inches wide and it's a ½ metre, so there's 3 ½ metres in there.
That's amazing, isn't it? So all the instructions are all included on the back.
Because
I am no expert. I'm no expert here. This is amazing, and I love all of your little branding. It's just pretty.
It's all very pretty.
It's lovely. It's living in loveliness. I love it. These are such great instructions because they've got pictures on as well. I know sometimes, for me, I have to have a picture.
I like the photo.
I have a picture. But do you know what? I was actually looking on Kerry's website too. You've got YouTube videos. You've got you've got your blog as well. So if you need that help, Kerry is literally there for you. Yeah. I saw the little thing say, "I'm here for you." So, let's have a look at the price for the entire kit. £24.99. I am not being funny. In the nice, I have been in shops and I have seen reefs for £30 all, and you just think to yourself, oh, do you know what, it's lovely, but I've not done it myself.
No, it's that enjoyment and that, you know, that satisfaction of knowing that you've made this, isn't it? Exactly. You know, that really does make the world a difference. I think so. I'm certainly one of those people, crafters, if you like, who look at things and go, okay, I can work that out. I can make that. Sometimes it doesn't quite turn out.
You've got to give it a go. So price-wise, £24.99, and you get everything. Everything is included. You're ready to go. All you need is your own scissors. You've got your dotting tool. You've got all of your fabrics. You've got your instructions. You've got your polystyrene at the ready. You are good to go. And do you know what? Before you know it, Christmas is going to start coming. When you see prices of these kits near Christmas, do you know, when you see reefs, the prices near Christmas are ridiculously high, aren't they? So do you know what? Get it checked out. Have some fun now. You can have a little go. And do you know what? This is actually a good point. Because you've got the Polystyrene Reef, in the future, you could look at getting different fabrics.
Yes, the last time we were on Hobbymaker, we bought some summer-themed ones. So these look great in any colour combination, and it's a lovely project actually because once you've made one, you know, especially if you're starting now, you've got plenty time to make lots on the lead up. But they look wonderful in any colours, and a great way to use up your scraps as well, which is always good. It's a nice scrap budgeting project. And
you know, I always think sometimes, you know, with Christmas, like it's that one-use item, but this isn't. You literally every Christmas you're gonna go up to your attic, you get all your decorations, and I love that feeling. I'm that person carrying November, I'm at the ready.
Very true. Right,
now we do have another kit for you. So that's our first one with our reef. Now our second kit, are we on our Christmas tree? Right, are you ready for this? Are you ready? What were I like when I came in? Kerry, I was like, Kerry, Christmas tree. How beautiful is that? Kerry, talk us through this, please.
So this is the same technique that's used in the polystyrene, and this is what's lovely about making projects like this. You can literally work with any shape and it'll completely transform your project. These are really nice, actually. I mean, we haven't put the lights in the kits, but I've seen these over the years when we've run these as workshops or had these as kits previously. People have put twinkly lights, little tiny baubles, you know, lots of little things like that. So you can really, really go to town with these and accessorise these if you want to. But your kit again includes your 3 fabrics, your dotting tool and your step-by-step instruction. So again, everything there that you need to make this, other than your scissors and your pinking shears. I prefer the pinking shears.
Do you know, honestly, let's see what you actually get in the kit. But this is perfect because I've got, well, last Christmas, Kerry, I hosted Christmas for the first time, and I had my dad round. It was a pretty big deal. It was a pretty big deal, right? And I just think I'd love something like that at my dining table. You know, when everyone sits down for dinner, everyone's like, oh, Claire, lovely decorations. I'm like, oh, well, I did it to myself. So these are your fabrics as well. And I tell you what, your quality of fabrics are beautiful. Look at the colours in those. They're gorgeous. So, Kerry, what do we get? It's so Christmas. What do we get with this bundle?
So this bundle, you're getting a 27 centimetre polystyrene tree, so you've got that nice height on there as well. The one thing that I will say with the Christmas tree, a little bit different to the ring, which we'll look at in a moment, when you're working on the top part of the tree, just be nice and gentle with it because you don't want the top to break away. You're getting your 3 fabrics in there as well, so these are polycotton weight fabrics, so nice and light to make it easy to push into the polystyrene, and again your pattern booklet and your dotting tool. In the instructions, I do mention PVA glue. This isn't in your kit. You can use this. We all tend to, if we're crafters, we tend to have that around. What I've found over the years, you know, when you're putting these away and getting these out, sometimes with the heat in the house, you know, sometimes the polystyrene can shrink slightly. So just dot it into a little bit of glue and it'll secure that into the polystyrene a little bit more securely if you want to bring this out every year for your dinner parties.
Yes, well, what can I say? Do you know, I did it once and my dad expects that it's the norm now, Kerry. It's the norm. So let's take a little look at the price for this bundle. So do not forget, you get the polystyrene tree, you get all the beautiful fabric, you get your instructions and you're good to go. So in terms of, for those of you who are quite new to crafting and you're looking for something to do, and we were saying this, and do you know what, we were saying this earlier, because I am, can I tell, do you know where I worked many, many years ago at Christmas? I worked at Harrods, and don't get wrong, it was beautiful, but there is the Harrods documentary, it's amazing. But you know, when you see it in those shops, you know which shops I'm talking about, the prices. And you know what, the thing, you do think to yourself, oh, but it's Christmas shop. But you know, you're getting something that you've made yourself. That's something that money cannot buy. So you've got all of your kit there together, £19.99. If you've just joined us and you're thinking, oh, Christmas, you have literally picked the right moment. Kerry's going to be doing all demonstrations. She's got 5 amazing demonstrations. What we're giving you now is we're giving you the kits. So literally, postman arrives, the kit's there, and you're good to go. You don't need to go shopping for, you know, your extra bits, do you?
We like to give you everything so you can stay home, enjoy the tea. And enjoy a cup of tea, watch the TV and craft.
Have a cup of tea. Let us know, give us a message. Have you got your cup of tea at the ready? Have you got the, honestly, I love it though. Everyone's different, but I do find in my family, I don't know, I mean, your house must be Christmas all the time anyway, but you know, you get all your decorations out nice and early, you get them all lined out, you think, oh, it's coming.
We're always 1st of December or 1st, yeah,
that's
really,
good.
yeah.
That's good. Well, honestly, my partner, I've got my Christmas tree. I've had it since 1995.
I know.
But I can't let it go, Kerry. I can't let it go. It's too sentimental for me. Do you know what I mean?
Do you collect your decorations as well? So something new each year, yeah?
I had something new, but I still got all my nana's old decorations as well.
Lovely,
it's a very homemade looking tree.
We've got a lot of handmade things on ours that the children have made, like, you know, just balls of foam that's not decorated and a little bit of colouring and clay things that just hang really, you know. But, you know, my children are older now, it's just really nice. When they first started, I was like, that's not quite the scheme, you know, when I really cared about it. And I'm like, oh, I remember that.
You're like, come on, let's not go in with the theme of this year. I love that. So if you have just joined us and you're coming to have a look at some of these amazing different bundles, we've got the wreath, we've got the tree. However, I'm going to do the 3rd and final kit, and I should tell you for why. I know what you're here for. You want to see a demonstration, don't you? So do I. But before we do it, I'm going to show you the final kit. So if you're thinking, you know what? I'm going to go for it. It's all here for you. So let's have a little look at our gorgeous baubles. Get ready for these. How beautiful are they? Absolutely. The level of detail and the price, £13.99. Now, let's see what we actually get. What do we actually get in the kit here, Karen?
So this one, we've cut all the fabric for you. So again, making this super easy for you. So no cutting involved in this one and no sewing as well. I always get asked because it's a patchwork project, are these a sewing project? It isn't. I'll show you just how easy it is to create the patchwork ball in a little while. So you're getting 4 different colour fabrics inside your kit. You're getting the ribbon in there to hang the kit. your step-by-step instructions and the pins as well, and you're going to need lots of pins for this project. So I know in the past people have recommended using a thimble. If you've got a thimble for pushing in all these pins, then that might be an added little bonus if you've got one, but I tend to just want to bring these together. So again, another nice, you know, cup of tea, relax, friendly project to make as well, and everything's in there pre-cut for you.
Beautiful. I love this as well. Look at this detail on the top. That is amazing. And I tell you what, this fabric, have you seen this fabric? That I know you have. Look at this fabric is absolutely... Can I bring it out?
Yes, of course you can.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Look at me destroying everything. I'm sorry, but when I see...
Well, you're setting up my next demo, so you go ahead.
I'll give you a start. I'll give you a start. Right, here we go. Do you know what? My first Christmas job was in your neck of the woods, actually.
Was it
yeah, Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
Used to get on the bus in the morning with all the other Santa Clauses going across Birmingham.
Have you been to the Winter Wonderland in Telford? That's amazing.
With the fake snow.
Yeah,
oh,
that's really special.
Well, we're over 6 months now. We're actually closer to Christmas then. But I shall tell you what, let me show you these fabrics, because look at me, I'm going to get carried away. Right, look at this gorgeous red. Oh my. No. I found my new favourite. Wow, how beautiful is that? That gorgeous cream backdrop with all those beautiful holly leaves. And then we're coming in with that traditional green. And then your gorgeous red as well. Do you know, I know there's lots of contemporary colours. I know last year pastel colours was all the rage for Christmas, but I'm sorry, Kerry, for me, it is traditional colours.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do love traditional. I like, you know, when you've got your lights on and the metallics. I am really drawn. I've tried before. I've had a black Christmas tree with bright colours and things when they sort of first, well, a couple of years into it, initially I was like, who would have a black Christmas tree? And then I loved it. I absolutely love this black tree with lots of bright colours on there and all the kiddies' makes and things. But over the last few years, we've reverted back to traditional.
You can't help it.
I've got a few different Christmas trees depending on what mood I'm in each year.
I bet your partner's
so we might have
like,
silver.
Oh,
I know, and every year I'm like, should we get a new one? No.
You'd be like, you know what, I'm having bright pink this year. But do you know what, if you want to come and get involved, this is our third bundle. It's your beautiful bauble. Everything's included, everything's at the ready. The instructions, I know it's instructions, I'm sorry, but I am literally taken back by these instructions. Let me just show you, honestly, because I've bought craft projects, instructions do not look as beautiful as this. And do not forget, on Kerry's website, everything is there, so she's there to help you. If you want more advice as well, everything's on there for you for the beautiful Christmas bauble. £13.99. And I know, because I've worked in those Christmas stores, you can expect to pay up to £20 for a beautiful bauble. This £13.99, this is what you do yourself. You're not just going into a shop and buying decoration. You're creating almost, I would say it's like a night of entertainment.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? Do you know, you get everybody together, you put Christmas music on. Like Kerry said, you can have a cup of tea or a glass of mulled wine. You can create and craft. But do you know what? Enough of me talking. I know what you're all here for. You want to see our amazing Kerry do some demonstrations. I'm excited.
So we'll show you just how easy it is.
Right, that's easy. That's good for me. What we're going to go for first?
So if we start with the ring, because the fabric wreath and the Christmas tree is made in the same way. So you're going to do the same steps when you're creating this project. So you've got your 3 different fabrics. I've obviously got much limited fabric here compared to what you're going to get in the kit. If you've got a ruler, rotary cutty, or even just a pair of scissors, you can cut these down to size if you prefer. As I mentioned, I really like working with the pinking shears. I think it just gives it so much more texture, and it helps with the fraying of the fabric as well. So just taking your pinking shears, it's a nice lightweight polycotton fabric, and I've tried making this in a heavyweight cotton before. The difficulty that you have there is, 1, you're showcasing the wrong side of the fabric, but 2, it's a little bit thicker to push through and it starts to break up the polystyrene. So if you're making these, whatever colour you're making them in, always work with your polycotton. And the first thing we're going to do is to just trim away that raw edge, just to get this nice and straight.
Just Kerry, those scissors, they're worth having a look on Sewing Street.
Yes.
Find some brilliant.
Yeah.
If you're on Sewing Street, go on the website. They'll have some. If you've just ordered a kit and you think, oh, I need my scissors.
Definitely.
It's a great channel as well, isn't it?
It is. I'm there a little bit later this
You're
morning.
there later. Right, do you know what? Honestly, we've got Kerry for days today. You're never allowed to leave the studio.
I know, I'm loving today. I like today. I love these days.
Oh.
So I'm just simply following that same technique on all of the fabrics, and we're cutting these down into about 2-inch strips. They don't have to be absolutely accurate either, so don't be too hard on yourself if they're not completely straight. You can see this one here, the red, it's not quite as wide as the other one. When I first started making these, I used to sit with a ruler and measure them out, and the more I've made hundreds of these over the years, I'm like, no, just as it comes. And if you've got a little bit that's too big, you can always trim it down afterwards as well.
Perfect.
You can always give it its final trim. So with the fact that this is a nice lightweight fabric, you know, it'll cut through the 4 layers quite easily. So the preparation is really fast actually. And what I tend to do is to prepare all of the fabrics first. So trimming those down first. You'll of course work across the whole width of the fabric. And when I've folded this fabric, if I just quickly show you actually, I folded this. It doesn't really matter if I'm completely honest, but I tend to fold it to the selvage edge, which you'll find is pretty much already folded when your kit arrives as well. So I'll just get rid of the extra fabrics.
How beautiful is that colour?
I know.
It's stunning, isn't it? It's like your dress.
I was just going to say, it matches my dress. It's as close as I had to Christmas today.
Don't worry, the closer we get to Christmas, we're going to need to buy some Christmas jumpers, aren't we?
Definitely.
We need to get our Christmas clothes ready.
I've got Christmas dresses, but of course I couldn't find them in July. I think I've packed them away. I must have been organised last year, the end of the year, to pack all the Christmas stuff away. So again, I'm just cutting those down. These are approximately 2-inch squares, just taking the selvage edge off there and just cutting through the layers. And what we're going to do is to just create ourselves 3 piles with the 3 different fabrics. And these are really nice actually, you know, like you said, rounding people up, having a little, creating your own little, you know, crafternoon event, teas, coffees, cakes, lovely, all sit around the table. Before we sort of started doing this, we used to have a craft centre, so we'd run a lot of crafternoon tea parties, and this was really one of our most popular ones because it's just so easy and it gives you that opportunity to catch up with people and chat because there's not much, you know, not much attention needed to doing this. You just can't go wrong at all with this project.
But I love that though, because you said that, especially yourself, what one of your main goals is to, through crafts, to bring people together. And do you know, I always think, you know what, you only live once. If there's something you enjoy, you do. I love my scrapbooking. And for me, that's always, I was talking about yesterday, that's my downtime. I light a candle, I'll have a nice drink. Chris, my partner, he'll be watching football or something in the background. And I can just relax, and that's my time then. Not for anybody else, you know what I mean? Just for me. And you must find
it's
that
so important.
well. But then also, you know, bringing like your groups, like you said, you know, and it's just...
Well, over the years, we've done lots of things. So, you know, when we used to have the crafternoon tea parties, that's how we brought people together, you know, and we've done lots of sort of charity sewing days, that's how we bring people together. And online, you know, throughout lockdown, you know, I think we're all grateful of the friendships that we made and, you know, throughout the time, just getting to meet people and Zoom and that sort of thing, you know, getting together. And this is one of those projects that's really, really nice to do.
This is a good one. So this is the Polystyrene Reef then?
So this is your ring. So this comes inside your kit. So the one thing that I'd recommend with this, when you start to fill the ring, what you'll notice is it can get a little tricky to get onto the inside. And what we really want to do, if we just look at the inside of the ring and the outside, we really want to fill the fabrics on both sides so it's nice and full and you've got more than enough fabric here to bring these together. And what you're doing is you're taking your first fabric, it does not matter which way, but I tend to put it in a row of 3 and then I alternate between those. Taking your little dotting tool that's in your kit and just placing the tool onto the centre. So I find it's much easier if I place it from the corner to round about the centre, folding this back on itself here and pinching the fabric down and simply pushing this into the polystyrene. So I did mention, and I do mention this in the pattern, if you have some PVA glue and you want to add that extra step, you know, nice crafternoon, little, just a tiny amount of glue we're talking about as well. You dip it into your glue and then push it into your ring. And it is that easy. So we're literally just working through the piles, into the centre, folding this back, pushing it on so it's nice and tight on the point. And the question that I'm asked all the time is, how close do you need to do these together? If you think about your little finger space, about that width apart, it doesn't have to be absolutely accurate. Because again, what you'll notice is as you start to fill this up and it's, you know, pushing together, you've got that filled ring there, nice and easy.
Look at this, you know, all the thickness as well. That is gorgeous.
You can definitely get away with using a little less fabric if you really wanted to, but using the full 1.5 meters, you do get that nice, full, finished, luxurious
I like that,
ribbon.
yeah. Don't be shy with it. And do you get the ribbon as well, so it can all be hung
So the
up
ribbon
nice
comes
and
in, yeah. So what I'll do is in fact, we'll do that now, actually. So before we move any further. Taking the ribbon that arrives with your kit, so you've got your kit there, inside your kit, sorry, you just simply fold in the ribbon in half, so those two raw edges of your ribbon are marrying up. There is a little circle on the back of your ring. It doesn't actually matter where you put this. Pop your ribbon into the centre there. Let's just have a little look. I'll use these pins. And you need just a couple of nice long pins here. Just two or three will work absolutely fine. So just folding these across, placing these into the centre, and then just taking one of your pins to begin with. And what's really important here is that you push this in at a 45-degree angle. And the reason that we do that on both sides is the weight of the ring, once it's got all your fabric, can be quite heavy. Not too heavy, but if you would just put in those pins in straight, the chances are it would fall out. But adding that 45-degree angle just holds the weight there when you come to hang this up.
bit of extra security.
Just a little bit of extra.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
And you know, something like this, when you've taken the time to create this project, you really want this to last for many years.
Oh, yeah. It's that excitement, the winter. Like my nan, she used to have a beautiful little Christmas village, and we used to make it together. And then, you know, it's every time you used to go around Nan's house, she'd be like, "Oh, you made that," and you can get that as well.
It's so true.
And do you know what? I know there are loads of people who have hay fever or allergies to, you know, the real flower reefs.
Yeah.
You don't even have to worry about this, do you know what I mean?
And this particular kit arrives in a box as well. So, you know, once you've made this up, you can pop it back in the box once you've finished, and then it's secure, ready for the following year as well.
Do you know, I actually saw your boxes earlier, and do you know, I'm going to be honest with you, the second I saw them, no word of a lie, I thought, how beautiful would they be as a present? Do you sent them as a present? They're in the most gorgeous box with the beautiful sticker on it as well. And if you're thinking, you know, when we're getting towards Christmas and you just want to get somebody a little gift to cheer them up, I couldn't think of anything better.
You know what? When I sort of started our business running workshops and crafts and things, prior to running the business, I used to get bought lots of craft projects, and that's really what I mainly got for Christmas, because I've always enjoyed crafts. As soon as I started, everybody in my family was like, "Oh, well, we're not going to get you crafts because you've got everything." Like, do you know how many craft projects and kits there are? I really miss that, and I say it every year, and I still never get any. So I would love to have this come in the post.
You're the one sending them. I have got to ask, do you have an angel policy?
We are happy for you to use the pattern. You know, if you get a chance, tag us on social media and just let people know where it's from. But we're here to inspire you to have a go. And what I really love to see is when people use the projects and, you know, they get themselves out and about at craft fairs, making things and meeting new people and sharing what they do. That's how we share our love, isn't it? That's how people find out what we do. So feel free to use them.
Definitely. Well, do you know what? One thing we have been asked as well is about the actual polystyrene ring itself, because, do you know, I've got to tell you, I'm a seasonal decorator, so I have a staircase and I have garlands, I have my reefs, but before Christmas, I usually like to do, I'm a big fan of it, Halloween as well. Yeah. And you know, the autumnal reefs as well. Yeah. So what we have got is just the reef itself, not the reef, sorry, the polystyrene ring, just that as well. So if you want to get this too, you can. So if you've already got fabric in your collection and you're thinking, do you know what, I love the idea, I love the way that Kerry's done it, I've got some fabric I need to use up, I just need me, you can get that as well, £3. But you know what I'd say? I'd say with all the fabric, with all the equipment, go for it. Because do you know what? With the package, everything is all there ready for you. And tools like this as well, you can just reuse and reuse. And I'll tell you one thing, the quality of the fabric is gorgeous, gorgeous. And send us any pictures of reefs you've made. Do you know, you can email them over, because I know you're all very crafty. You're all very crafty.
So what I'm doing here, as you can see, what I've done is I always tend to start on sort of a quarter of the ring, if you like, work at a section at a time. But it's really important that you're filling from the inside and work into the back of the ring. Once you've put all of your fabrics in, if you feel like there's some gaps and you've got some fabric, you can always go around and push some more in. So you can put it in your scrap box if you want to, but it's quite nice to push all of that in. And you can see actually just how fast this comes together, how full it looks. And like you're saying, if you're going for just the ring, in the Halloween fabrics, they look amazing. Yes. And they look great in any colour. When we used to do the workshops, you know, people would say which 3 colours they'd like to put together. And we used to have some really obscure colours coming in, like lime greens and random mixes of colour. And I think, really? But actually, they looked great when they were together. So there's no wrong colour, really. And, you know, if you're going for just the ring and you've got your scraps, maybe your bits of fabric, your favourite bits of fabric, sorry, then it's a nice way to showcase those in your craft rooms, isn't it? But that's it. It's as simple as that. Just working around, working through your piles, pushing them through until you've run out of fabric to work with.
Well, can I be honest with you? I went about 4 years ago on, you know, one of those Christmas days out with the girls, and it was, you know, where you make the wreaths, and it was brilliant. But do you know what? It costs nowhere a bit of an arm and a leg in the nicest way. And I was thinking, do you know what? Why could you not do this in your own house and host your own Christmas craft party, like you said? Get a few of the kits, a few of the girls round, a few glasses of mulled wine. How nice would that be? You can all do it together.
Or if you want to make a Christmassy one, you just get one of the Christmas kits, your extra rings, and then you can sit and happily... I would delegate, actually. I'd get everybody cutting their own fabric.
I love that all of your kids as well. You get all the production line.
Oh, they're fantastic. Although they're a little bit older now, so they're more... although I have to say my eldest son has been in to work with us. We've been so busy over the last few weeks, so he's been in doing
because Chase is your youngest.
Chase is my youngest.
And what's your daughter called?
Honey, yeah.
How
had a
old's
prom,
Honey?
she's 16.
Oh my gosh.
Had a prom and she's left school and she's away this week and I'm lost. No. In fact, it was really strange. Every show I've ever done, she puts my makeup out, lines my straighteners up, and I was like, oh no, I have to do it myself.
Honey, I need you back here right now.
I did message her and I said, just so you know, I'm in your room using all your makeup.
Now, what we're going to do for you, because I know we're getting lots of messages. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to join us. Honestly, we are talking Christmas crafts, and we've got Kerry in the studio for 2 hours. Now, I know we've just put we've got the beautiful sets. I know that. We have just put the polystyrene ring up, which is £3 if you want to get it on its own. But we have got the tools as well. Do not forget about the tools. So if you're watching the demonstration, if you've got the kit, these actually come, you actually get your tool in the kit. Oh yeah, sorry my love. You actually get them in the kit. Otherwise, if you're thinking, do you know what? I've already got my reef, I do need my dotting pens, right? Oh, no, don't worry, I'm getting used to it. Where a hold on, it's my second day, I can't believe, honestly. Yeah. Oh, we've got tools. No, I'm joking. And do you know what, my first day on Lifestyle, like, we have a wheel full of rings and I knocked it over. They're still searching for half those rings behind the desk anyway. But, yeah, go and have a look. There's actually an opal somewhere.
I was really nervous sitting on the sofa with your cup of tea and I thought, I went to cross my legs at one point and thought, I will kick that cup of tea over. I'm so clumsy. If there's something to drop or knock, then I am bound to do it.
It's live TV. It's going to happen, isn't it? But if you have just joined us, we have got 3 beautiful collections. You've got the Reef Collection, which Kerry's doing right now. You've got the tree as well. You've got the beautiful baubles. Don't worry, everything's going to be demonstrated, so you get yourself nice and comfy. But if you're looking just for those single items, we have got the polystyrene, and we have got the tools as well, which are £2.99. So that is if you just need the tool. But you know what? Use the day for a few different things. If you need to top up on pieces in your collection, absolutely. If it's your first time crafting and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, could I create something as beautiful as that? But Kerry's literally here for that today to show you exactly how to do it. And you know what? It's just like, it's exciting. How often is it we get to create our own decorations? It's brilliant. But I hope you're all good this morning. And I'm telling you now, some of the pieces we've got coming up, I'm ready. Is this the bauble?
This is the bauble. This is the bauble.
Right, I'm going to.
So thank you very much for setting me up and getting all the fabrics
Well, your daughter, honey, she's away, isn't she? We'd usually have her to do it.
We would as well. So in your kit, as we showed you, you're getting 4 different fabrics inside your kit. These are the fabrics that are going to arrive with your kit. You're getting your pins inside there, your ribbon as well. So that's for your hanging loop on the top of the project. And the first fabric that we're going to use is the red one. So the red polka dotty one, if you have a little look, although these are different, slightly different fabrics in this ball, I always choose the red to really make that star in the centre really pop there. So you've got less of the red fabrics. And the first thing that we're going to do on your balls, you probably won't be able to see this while we're live today, but there are some little indentations there, if you like, that make this a little bit easier to work with. So whatever we do on one side of the ball, we repeat onto the second side until we've used all of the fabric. So taking one of the red pieces to begin with, we're simply just going to put that on the centre of the ball. There's also a seam, so it's important that you're working to those lines, otherwise sometimes it can end up slightly off, and when you come to put your ribbon on, there's a little bit of the polystyrene showing, which is not what we want to happen today. So first of all, we're going to just finger press these in half and in half again with your first square, and the same for the second square, just to find the centre of that ball. We're then going to place this on top, making sure that that centre of the fabric is sitting in the centre of those markings that we've just looked at, and then taking a pin and just pinning this through. You might have a slight bend in the fabric. That's absolutely fine, that's not a problem. And the same on all 4 sides now. And what this particular piece of fabric does, we will do that on the opposite side as well. What this particular piece of fabric does is to just hide any of the polystyrene popping out. So this project can take, you know, of course, the more you make of these, the speedier you get, but this is a really nice, easy project to do while you're relaxing in front of the TV, or going back to what we mentioned, you know, rounding up friends, crafternoon tea parties, that sort of thing. And again, I think once you've made one, you definitely want to make more of these. They are...
Honestly, I'm not... you know, I know it sounds crazy, but the feel of it, it feels beautiful. It feels... So
it's nice as well. So it's a 10cm ball, so it's a nice big ball as well. And if you're dressing your stairwell, like you said, these look great on a garland running up the stairs. I've been making these and demonstrating these for a few years now, and my husband asked for 13. 13. I don't know why he wanted 13 when I first started. I have so many half-finished samples, we still don't have 13. I think he just picked the most random number. So what do you want to do with 13? The tree's not big enough to accommodate 13 to start with.
I love
But every year he's like, are we any chance of those 13? I think it's just become a bit of a...
a bit of a thing. Now, what's your husband called?
Craig. So
Craig.
we work together full time, so he's in the business full time.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this, because you've not only have you roped in the children,
Yeah.
you've also
We've
got
roped
using
in,
your dance shed as well, for the extra, and you're using the house for storage, and you've got
Well,
Craig in there
through
as well.
lockdown we use the house, but we've actually got a unit
place,
now.
haven't you?
So
Yeah.
although you know the sewing and the samples do migrate home, and I say every week, I'm not doing it here. I'm gonna no. I like my creature comforts.
I know you popped at kitchen. So, Craig, what do you get Craig doing?
So Craig helps with everything really. The main thing that Craig does, so I produce all the patterns, design all the patterns, write the patterns and photograph them, and then Craig turns them into the lovely booklets.
He's the techie side.
Yeah.
He's the techie side.
And the one where I say, oh, I've had a great idea. And he says no every time. And then asks me why I even ask for his input, because I do it anyway. So we've got a good friendship. So what I'm doing here, I've just folded these into quarters, the same as I did with the centre one. And all I'm doing now is just going through and pushing a pin through that centre point on the inside of the fabric, or the wrong side of the fabric. So we want to be able to see that metallic fabric when we fold these back. So, and then we've got another lady who works for us helping us pack and wrap kits as well. And this week we've got a work experience girl with us.
Oh my
And she's just fab. She's
What's the work
absolutely
experience
fab.
girl called? How's
So she's Caitlin. It's she's 4th day. I feel like I'm missing out not spending time with her today, but I've known Caitlin for a really long time.
Is Caitlin, so why did she choose you for work experience? Has she got a big passion?
She's
for
got
that?
yeah. So she's studying textiles GCSE. She's sewn with me for years, had birthday parties with me in the past, and so I've known Caitlin and her family for a long time. And she's been really busy making samples. So the bunting samples she's made, and
The bunting sample with the whole studio went crazy for. Right, honestly, no word of a lie. So Caitlin, who's on work experience, the bunting has been done by Caitlin. They came in. Laura, our producer, what was she like? She's like, wow, it's never ending.
It's so long.
It's gorgeous. So trust me, Caitlin, for work experience, you've caused quite a stir in our studio.
She certainly has.
She's
She's helped with the table centre that we're going to look at.
Oh,
So
we'll
she's been
have a
doing
look at
everything.
those
She's
later.
just fab. And what I love is that she's got great ideas as well about, if you did this, it would make it faster. I'm like, you can come every week.
Yeah.
You can come every week if you've got ideas to speed up and give me more time on the sewing machine. I'm in for your suggestions. So she's wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. Right, so what we're going to do now, going back to the centre of the fabric now, you can see that just by eye looking at there. We're going to pin the first fabric into the centre, so the fabric is now folding over. And at this stage, we want this to marry up there with the raw edge of the fabric. As we pull this back, so we're just pinching that top corner and folding this back, that's going to create our first triangle. We're then going to push the fabric into the centre and again bring that point over. So it doesn't matter whether it's, as you can see, I've got a slight fold underneath. You could stretch it out if you wanted to, but we're going to cover that anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Yeah. And then we're pushing another pin in. So we've got our first triangle. We're then going to do it on the opposite side, second triangle, and bring this in, push it into the centre and onto the corner as well. And that really is what we do with every single piece of fabric. So what I'll do is I'll go around and do the first 4. What I would say to do is a bit of a production line really, how I've gone through and folded these, put the pins in, sit and do all of that together so they're all ready to go, and then you can enjoy, or you can do them step by step like I'm doing today, whichever method you prefer. Yeah. So we're going to bring that pin into the centre again, just push that through, and this time we're folding the fabric across and just lining this up with that folded edge. You'll be able to see that, and that's exactly why we put that fabric underneath, so there's no polystyrene showing.
Wow, it's amazing when it all comes together. And you know what, your pictures are so detailed as well, which is really, really key. In the instructions, they are so detailed. And do you know what? I know sewing is a big passion, but this is for any kind of crafter, yes. A scrapbooker, a decoupage, you know, any type of crafting that you do. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. The instructions, I'd say honestly, because I've seen kits with not the strongest pictures in the nicest.
Oh, I mean, I've been teaching classes for a long time, and that's really what I did for about 7-8 years, and the ladies that came to it really was them that I have to thank for really pushing me to do this, because they kept asking me to write the patterns, put them into patterns and share them, you know, not just with our groups but here on you know, here on TV as well. And the one thing that, you know, I asked for lots and lots of feedback from them when they've bought patterns in the past, what was most important to them. And they said, you know, they buy a lot of patterns, but they struggle if there's not a photo. So they really were the inspiration between the way we designed the patterns, the layout. And I just love polka dotting. Yeah. So.
It's got that very vintage feel to it. But you know, if you have managed to check out on one of the kits, and let's say if, you know, photos, outfit, you really, really love the actual video side of it, do not panic, because on our Hobbymaker website, do not forget, for the next 7 days, this will still be on there, which, you know, is brilliant for my partner, Chris, because he's not an early bird. We can catch up on this show later. And do they go on YouTube as well? Yes, YouTube, the Tube of You, but with all those videos on, the Tube of You, you can pop on there and that'll all be on there. So, you know, if you have got the kit, if you've checked out on it and you're thinking, you know what, Claire, I'm going to give it a go without the video first, then if you start doing, you think, oh, actually, I just want to double check, and you can pop on the YouTube and you can check it out on there as well. And there's so many videos, and I know on your website, you've got a little section there if you do need any help. Kerry is on hand, and with the whole team, with Caitlin, with Craig, with the kids. Now we do have some extra balls as well, and these are our polystyrene balls. So maybe if you think, I really want to have a little go, that's a good idea. Ollie just said, if you join the Facebook group, there is a whole community. There's a whole community on there. You can share ideas, everybody helps each other. And this is what we love about crafts, because let's be honest, if it's something we all care about, it's something we're all passionate about. I used to go scrapbook group, but now it doesn't, obviously through COVID, it doesn't happen no more. But it was a way to just chat about things you all enjoy. And if you're stuck on something, there will be somebody on there. And I'm sure if you're watching, I'm sure you're on the Facebook page, you'll be nodding your head saying, honestly, it's a great place. It really is. So we also have the polystyrene balls as well, don't we? So you get 2 of these as well. So if you're thinking, oh, you know what, Claire, Kerry, I've got some ideas for what I'm going to do with them. We've got these as well, £3. Don't forget, you've got Halloween. You can... Throughout the year, you can be crafty. There's different seasons, there's different events. So that was a good idea, actually. Laura just said... No, Laura just said, if you've had a new baby, you throw in a baby shower. But you know what, Karen, I'm dead proud of my little sister. She's getting married in September. She's done it on a shoestring budget of £7K, which is for a wedding. That's a shoestring. And do you know what, Karen? Do you know who's done it or who's made it all? Next time you're in, I'm going to get you some pictures. My mum's handmade everything.
Aww.
She's done all of the decorations. She's doing the buffet. Did you do the same, Molly? Did you have? Oh,
I did.
Did you do as well? Yeah. Do you know what Ollie just said? Honestly, his wedding was cut in half. Things like...
I think that's why I really got into crafting from what I've been married 22 years. So I think really that's where it came. I was quite young when we got married. So, you know, being able to do... I even went to the market on the wedding day. I had my bouquet made, but I went to the market on our wedding day, bought all the flowers. We went and decorated the room. It was amazing. And all my friends were like, well, my makeup's not right. I was like, hang on, we'll just sort the flowers first.
Doesn't matter, okay? It's all about the flowers. But do you know what, honestly, and when you when you see different things like this, I know your imaginations go wild. I know you're all crafters. I know you've all got the vision. And you start thinking
the polystyrene rings, we've done a lot of hen parties for those in the past where, you know, the hens have come along, made them, so they've had their date of their hen party out, made them, had them at the wedding. Fabulous photos, actually, with them and, you know, along the aisle when they've got married. And then, of course, every guest has got, well, not every guest, but, of course, the bridesmaids have got those to take away with them. You know, that's really special, actually. You've got that lasting memory of your time together.
I do have a few friends who got married. They paid a fortune and they hire everything. So everything's part of the venue. Don't get me wrong, lovely weddings. But, you know, if you was to make something like this for a wedding, you take it home, like you said, and it's yours forever. And trust me, price-wise, these bundles are a lot less than what you would pay just to hire them. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Right, I'll pop that ball down, because look at me carrying it around. It's like, I have a polystyrene ball. Right, I'll pop that down for you, Michael. There we go. Right, how are we doing?
So what I've done now is I've just gone ahead and the next 2 fabrics along, I've just popped the pins in, 8 for each round. So the first round we've just put 4 in, and then the 3 next layers, if you like, we're then going to use 8. So first of all, we're going to use the same start point, but this time we work opposite sides. So you can use a ruler if you want, and I know a lot of people use the ruler for the accuracy, but I'm a bit by eye, really. Just use the side of your fingernail, so that's sitting alongside that centre pin there. Take the pin and just push it through the polystyrene. And then as we fold these back, and what's nice is you've got the same quantity fabric in those next 3 piles, so you can do this in whichever order that you want. The most important one is the red to get started with your centre, but your next 3 piles, you're then simply working them in whichever order that you want to. I tend to go, you know, red, green, the cream, and then the red on the outside. And I always think the 2 fabrics that you really see is that centre one and that last fabric, so choose your favourite from the bundle for the last one. So again, we're doing this on the opposite side now, just pushing this inside there. So this sits in, folding these back each time, pushing the pins through. And that is the same technique that we use through each fabric on each layer, if you like. So let's just get that to the first set of 4. There we go. So the same on the opposite side. And the reason I do that is it just allows us to see exactly where we're working. So little fingernail back, folding the fabric across. You can even start to see a star forming here, but we're really going to bring that in with the next 4 fabrics. So pin into the centre, onto the corner. There we go. This is the quietest we've been all morning.
I know, because I'm concentrating, because this is the crucial bit for me. I'm looking in the detail on the bauble and I'm thinking, how does that come together?
Does it work?
So I'm sat here watching like,
hold your breath.
Has it really? Do you know what? Look, the team have just said, no word of a lie, everyone is going crazy for the baubles. Everyone's going crazy. So I'm sat here and I'm going to let you do your thing, because I know if I had just got a bauble kit, I'd be watching Kerry like a hawk.
Focusing on. So we've now got the 4 on the outside. You can see a little star building, but it really is when we put the next 4 in place. So this time where the 2 meet, so where those 2 triangles meet, again, we're popping our finger in, pushing the fabric through, finger space back, or quarter inch, sorry, if you like to use your ruler, and you can see that star really starting to take shape now. And sort of when you've done 6 or 8 of the triangles, you then start getting that technique, and you know, you can do this a few steps at a time like I'm doing. So I'm just holding this here into position and pinning through all 4 parts. And it's really important, there's plenty of pins in the kits to be able to do this, that you pin at each section there.
It's just blowing my mind that where you started to where it's going. Honestly, Karen, I'm a bit fascinated.
To see what you can do
like,
with the shapes, isn't it? There's so many things.
And it's all these triangles and overlaying. So once you've got it, you've got it.
That's it, yeah.
And you could create, if you can do a skill like this, you can create so many different things.
Absolutely.
Wow, I think these polystyrene balls are great as well because the pins are just sliding right away.
They're just gliding
in there.
through. So we did used to use different pins in this particular kit, but as I mentioned right at the beginning, the feedback was that the pins were a little difficult to push into the polystyrene, so we changed these to sequin pins, and they just glide into the fabric now. So again, at the top there, I'm just pinching both corners and bringing those down to the centre, pushing those pins through. 1, 2. Wow. And it's when we put that last one on, so you can really, really see that shape coming along now.
Oh, I can't wait for you to get that one as well, the cream with the holly.
Oh, we've got a way to go.
I know. Look at me. I can't, honestly. But for me, do you know, it is so easy to walk into a shop and to buy one pre-made. To actually buy a kit and enjoy doing it means the world. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like a nice candle, have an evening of it.
And it really is, you know, this can take, you know, I've made lots of these over the time, so this can take a few hours the first time that you're doing this. Yeah. And when we come on to the 3rd layer, so I'm going to put the 3rd layer on while we're live today, this time we're starting with the fabrics that are underneath, so you can clearly see that when you're working on the bauble. So you're always starting with the ones that are just tucked underneath. 1/4 inch in, or your little finger space. And what I tend to do at this pace here, once we've got momentum, is just go around and put all of those. And that's really why I work on opposite sides. So you can see then, once you've mastered that little technique, which is really easy, it's just some folding, you can start picking up momentum if you want to.
But I can see now.
You don't need to, you know, you can take your time with this one. You can see how it's coming together.
I see now why you put the pins, do you know, where it's like, if you're like back to front, if you're
That's
the wrong way
so
around.
we're hiding the pins.
Yeah.
So we're just hiding the pins. And again, we've had these, you know, we've had these kits for a while, and I've seen some beautiful ones where people have gone around and they've actually put like sort of diamante pins in, or little pins in the centre there. And they look absolutely stunning. You know, you can really make them. I mean, you can buy all kinds of pins, can't you? Even little star ones. So again, I'm just working through, bringing those down in the same way,
You can take that one to Craig. You can be like,
That's it,
there you
here's
go,
another half.
do another one. Here's another half done demonstration
The
piece.
thing is, Craig's not very creative. He's the only one in our family who's not creative, so he's, you know.
If you did miss earlier, Kerry was talking about how she got it from her family, that real creative streak and sewing and stitching, and definitely all the three children have picked up on it. They've all carried it on. Craig does work with Kerry, although he's more the technical side.
More the technical
More
side.
the website side.
And all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. The labour. Make him do the labour.
Yeah. Tried to come up with a job title for him, you know,
No.
but it's just same as us.
That is
Whatever we don't want to do, we pass on to Craig.
Oh, I love the idea of you all working together.
We've got
I know
Chrissy
you've got
who works with us as well, and she started as a customer and come into classes, so she's just fab, you know, she knows the kit, she knows the product, so you can just sort of leave her with fabric and she'll know exactly what to do with it. Craig will say, what we doing again? what were we doing again?
Do you know what, you must think back when you were doing your sales job years before Chase, and then you just think, oh, do you know what, now I've had a chance to follow my dream.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
my turn now.
Absolutely. So the third layer, if I just take that out, again, we've repeated that step where we've got 4 on their edges there. Then we're pushing the pins in. So we'll just do this layer to finish off this demonstration today, just because of time.
Wow.
So I'll put those last.
I know you're going Sewing Street later, but I kind of feel like we should just steal you for...
Should we stay here?
Yeah, I'll just keep...
I might be in trouble with John if I don't.
I know, John would be very, very... If you have just joined us, good morning. How are we doing? It's lovely, lovely, lovely to see you. Right, oh, we've got a message from Sandra. Oh, South Yorkshire girl. Right, good morning to you both. I'm mesmerised at what you're doing. I've bought the kit and extra baubles, but are pins included in the kit? Best wishes, Sandy. Sandy, thank you so much for your message. I love it. I'm mesmerised. Sandy, I keep forgetting I'm on live TV and I'm you know, I'm honestly. Right, do the pins come?
So your kit includes everything. You've got your pre-cut fabrics like I'm using today. You've got all of your pins, so you've got a pack of pins there. So pins for making your first ball. You've got your ribbon there for hanging the ball. And the polystyrene ring in your step-by-step instructions. So everything that you're going to need to make this project.
So there you go, Sandy. Absolutely everything. The only thing you're going to need is a little drink and a little snack. Because if you're going to craft, you've got to craft in style. A little lap tray. Oh, Laura just said little lap tray. Is that what they do?
Good idea.
Is that what they do in Geordieland? But if you've just...
Oh no, I've got a
You've got a lap
tray.
Oh
Sitting and
my
crafting,
goodness.
Keep everything together.
I always get in trouble because I always craft on the living room floor, and my partner's like, get off
get
that,
down
there. I'm terrible. I'm on the floor, and he's like, and I says, don't worry, I've put a tea towel down. But obviously now I'm here at Hobbymaker. I put a tea towel down. Now I'm at Hobbymaker. I think I should treat myself. You know, some of those mats.
You need
a crafter mat. Honestly, but I've got this like a dream come true for me. I love scrapbooking and I love talking about crafts and I love watching crafts. I'm one of those people who watch hours on YouTube and I'm like, oh, so
I'm going to have a go at that one day.
Flesh.
Having the time though, it's having the time, isn't it?
I know. So how are we doing?
So we've got our 3 layers on here. To finish this ball off, then we would go ahead and put the 4th layer on, which would be the cream. We didn't get to the cream today. And then you're going to repeat it on the opposite side as well. Once you have finished that off, then you're going to use your ribbon. Now, when you put the 4th layer on, what's really important here, you may even need to stagger your fabrics, maybe even ½ an inch if you've got those close together. But what we want to happen here is that your fabrics are coming down and are in line with that seam. Once they're in line with that seam, then we're simply going to bring the ribbon around. If I show you this, because this is the best.
Oh, I love that bit as well. Let me show you the finished one. How gorgeous is that? I know, you know what, it's only the little end touches with the ribbon, but I really feel like it makes it. Laura's saying, I won't even have mine on tray, I want them everywhere.
Needs 13.
Yeah.
You can have Craig's half-finished ones. Yeah. We'll finish them for you.
Oh, poor Craig.
So what we've done here, again, the same as I did with the ringers, I've just put 2 pins either side, pushing those out at a 45-degree angle, and then going to take 3 fingers. You can measure this and the measurements are in the pattern, but this is the easiest way. 3 fingers over the top and take a pin. 1 pin's enough at this stage. Push that through the layers there. Opposite side this time, 3 fingers, lining that up with a pin. Bring this back across. take another pin and push that through. And then 1 finger space, another pin. Lots and lots of pins, always at a 45-degree angle.
Everyone in the gallery is saying, because they've done bows before, this is such an easier way to do it.
Like it.
Why have we never done it like this before?
So again, across that finger, 1 finger space this time, pushing your pin through, 45-degree angle. Now, you've got a metre of ribbon here to play with, so if you want to make your loop any smaller for wherever you're hanging it, you can trim that away. But first of all, what we're going to do is fold the raw edge over, probably about 1/2 inch, and fold it for a second time, because we're hiding, let's just make that a bit bigger actually, so 1/2 inch, and again, we're hiding that raw edge inside. And as we keep this so it's not knotted up, twist this over, pop it on top now, so it's sitting all in line. You'll have more time to take your time with this particular part. And at this stage, we want 4 pins.
You know what, for a quick demonstration, it is absolutely stunning.
So we're putting the pins into the corner.
Stunning. There are so many, I've got a message, there are so many of you checking out on the bauble kit. If you are on the phone lines and there is a bit of a queue, please just hold on. They're coming for you, don't worry, they're a lovely bunch of people up there. You've got another message. We've got one from Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer, how are you doing? Cambridgeshire, I'm loving the demos. These would make great gifts for Christmas. That's such a good idea. Because I've been talking about the kit as a gift. Actually, Jennifer, you're right. To actually give them to people, how beautiful would that be?
Well, we love Christmas.
We love Christmas.
So I would love to get this, even though I make the kits. This would be like the perfect gift for me if I didn't make the kits and the pattern. But, you know, back in the day, Christmas gift with a Christmas project, you know, that's me tied up in a bow, really.
Any of Kerry's family or friends watching, I know she's got her own craft business, but she would like crafts for Christmas as well.
And if you order them, we'll deliver it.
To
myself.
Yeah, she'll just pop up to a box in a storage unit, bring it to herself. Oh, Jennifer, morning, sweetheart. Thanks for your message, gorgeous.
So you've got your 4 pins on there, and of course, once you've got all of your fabrics on, that completes your kit.
Oh my goodness.
And that's the finishing touch, really. That really makes the project, doesn't it? So
I cannot believe it's layering and it's triangles and it's come together and then you get something as beautiful.
And again, same as we spoke about the rings as well, once you've got the pattern, you know, you can make this as many times in your favourite fabrics. If you want your silvers and your blacks and your bright pinks that we've talked about, you know, you can make it in the colours to coordinate with your own colour scheme.
I love it. Right, I know lots of you coming in. Honestly, they're going wild for your demonstration. Thank you so much for joining us. And we did say as well, we've got the kits. If you want to get extras, if you want to get the tools, if you want to get the balls, all of those are online for you. But this is what I want you to do now. This is what I want you to do, because we have got Kerry for 45 minutes and we have got one heck of a demonstration coming up. However, what I want you to do is go put the kettle on, get your best cup of coffee out, or a brew. Probably if you're northern, it'll be a brew, won't it? I want you to get right back here on the sofa. We're going to get the sewing machine out. Get ready, because this demonstration is going to blow your socks off.
Hello, my name is Rachel Norris and I'm a guest designer on Hobbymaker TV, but I've been asked by the lovely Jo Jarrett of the Craft Hut to come to Hobbymaker on Friday the 8th of July, and we're going to be working with Jo's fantastic product, which is fantasy dip resin. And I've used wire work to create these beautiful flowers and dragonflies and butterflies, and the fantasy dip resin gives you these wonderful vibrant colours, and you can create these wonderful colourful forms. I'm going to be showing you how to make some of these in the show, along with some birds, and there's also fishes and all sorts of other designs coming to the show as well. So I look forward to seeing you on Hobbymaker on Friday the 8th of July at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go.
Welcome to our exciting and brand new shopping channel, Hobbymaker, dedicated to crafting. We'll be working with some of the biggest brands in the industry, which means you can look forward to highly skilled crafters, demonstrations and great products at great prices. We'll be bringing you a mix of papercraft, mixed media, resin, candle making and so much more from our expert guests. So let's get crafting with Hobbymaker.
My name is Anne-Marie and I am the Creative Manager at Hunky Dory Crafts. Hunky Dory are the UK's premier papercraft manufacturer, and we design and manufacture all of our papercraft goodies back at home in Preston. We do lots of papercraft products as well as moonstone dyes. We have our Prism range of colouring mediums like watercolour pencils, alcohol markers, waterbrush pens, and we also have our very own range of stamps called For the Love of Stamps. We're really looking forward to bringing you all of our brand new product launches as well as our inspirational demonstrations, which we just know the audience love.
David, wake up! What are you doing?
I'm catching some rays and having a pina colada.
There's no time to laze around. Christmas is coming to Hobbymaker.
It's June.
I know, only 6 months to go. Up you get, my friend.
There's a lot of love for Santa at Hobbymaker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Good morning. How are we doing? Now, maybe you've been with us all morning, or you've just got up and was like, you know what? What's going on Hobbymaker? How nice is it these new morning hours? If you've never met me before, my name is Claire. You might usually see me over on Lifestyle Late Night Show at 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you are an early bird, I might never have caught you before. It's my second day today, and Andy absolutely gave me the best treat. He said, we've got the best guest for you. We've got our Kerry. Now, I know you've had some beautiful demonstrations. I did say have a cup of tea or a good cup of coffee, because coming up next, we've got the most amazing demonstration. But before we do, I just want to, I've got to show you. Now, Michael, am I holding this up for you? Or do we come put it down there? How amazing is that? How beautiful, that gorgeous hexagon table cover there. Now, we are going to get it demonstrated. We've got the expert here. We've got our Kerry here. I'm excited for this one. I literally, Sandra messaged it as well. We were just staring at you like, wow. But we do have the kit. But before I show you the kit, if you've already got the fabric and you want the instructions, we have got the instructions. So we're just going to show you the instructions on their own first of all. So this has come from Kerry, Living in Loveliness. This is your instruction booklet. Kerry, tell us a little bit about what's inside.
So your pattern booklet includes your step-by-step instructions, and it includes your full-size templates as well in there that you're going to need.
Did Craig have a hand in this as well?
He does, yeah. It is all that side of things, so all the formatting. And
if you have just tuned it, Craig is Kerry's partner, the husband, and you know the whole family are involved, so it really has got that family touch to it. And when you all come together, do you know what? We've had a look at some of the booklets. I mean, can I open this one?
Yes, of course.
Is that all right? Let me just show you, because the pictures in it are fabulous. And you do the pictures, don't you, Kerry? You take the pickies.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then Craig makes them that look fabulous.
That's right.
So this is all in here for you now. £6.99, which is amazing. How beautiful is that? All of the tuition in there. And as well, Kerry, I know you've got Twitter, you've got Pinterest, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram.
We're all over social media. We're more active on Facebook, but we are
more active on Facebook. So if you did need any help as you go in, you can just contact you.
You can contact us, or we are in the Hobbymaker fans group, so you can even tag us Living in Loveliness, and we can help you that way.
That is amazing. And this is the pattern.
So this is your full-size template showing you your marking of how you're going to achieve that lovely hexagon table centre as well. It's a nice, easy project, and it's really effective as well.
That is fabulous. So price-wise, for all of the information for the pattern, £6.99, which is amazing. But if you're thinking, do you know what? I'm ready for the whole bundle. I'm ready for the bundle. Should we have a look? Go on. Everyone's already, Kerry, everyone's already checking out.
It's exciting.
Yeah. But you know what? It is true. Lots of people do like to give the instructions as well. Right, are you ready? You know, I love a bit of tissue paper. Under £20, £18.99. Kerry, what do we get in here?
So this one, you're welcome to open it up.
Can I open it?
Have a little nosy.
I love this moment. Are you ready? Oh, I feel like a YouTube blogger. Oh. This is gorgeous.
We should do our unwrapping video, shouldn't we? We've never done those, but
that could be the next thing. You can get your honey on those.
Yeah.
Right. I love it all. Everything. I'm not just saying this. Everything's so beautiful.
The fabrics are the same as the ball as well. So what we like to do with our Christmas makes is let them coordinate. So if you're like me and you like your coordinating collections, then this is a lovely kit for that.
Do you know what? Honestly, living in loveliness, everything, just all of the extras, the tissue paper, the boxes that they come in, everything is just beautiful. Absolutely. If you was to receive that as a gift, how gorgeous is that?
It's beautiful.
Do you know what I mean? Right.
I'm going to say that now.
Yeah, you have to. I don't have to. I can be honest with you, Kerry. So you're going to get 4. Is it the 4 fat quarters?
So you're getting 4 fat quarters in this one.
Perfect. And you've got all of your instructions. Everything's in there for you, and the templates in there too.
Templates are in there as well.
Perfect. So do you know what? To be honest with you, I know a lot of you are checking out on your instructions, £6.99. But you know what? Half me thinks, well, you're here, and the fabric's all there.
It's all together.
It's all together, and then you're ready to go. You're literally ready to rock and roll. Crafts rock and roll. But do you know what? I'm going to leave that price off here. But Kerry, I've got to say, I'm ready for you. I'm ready to see.
Shall we see if we've got time to make it today?
No, we could do it.
We could do it.
You're Superwoman anyway. You're Superwoman. We'll do it. We'll do it.
So inside your kit, what you're going to do is cut the fabrics using your templates. We're then going to take one of the pieces of batting. So you will need some batting for the project to work with. People always ask, can we do it with interfacing? But it just feels so much more luxurious using the batting. We're then going to take one of the hexagons. So how I've made this one, same as the sample, is that you're seeing the 2 holly fabrics as the main feature of the fabric, and then the polka dotty fabric on the folds of the fabric, which we'll see in just a moment. So we're placing the first one, the holly fabric, pattern facing up towards you. Then we're placing the next hexagon on top, and just slide a few pins through there, just to hold those fabrics in place. And what we're going to do on here is sew around all the raw edges and just leave ourselves a 2.5 inch turning gap on there. So we'll repeat this on all of the fabrics. You've got 6 of the red holly, 6 of your green polka dots, so you're marrying all of those ones up, and the same, 3 of the red, 3 of the green polka dot, and 3 of the red holly and 3 of the green polka dot here. So what we're going to do is pair those up and sew around the exterior on those. So I'll go ahead and sew around those as speedy as I can. It's been a lovely morning actually, hasn't it? Just getting to know
honestly,
each other.
literally, and also, I know you were saying this earlier, but we're the first ones to get Kerry's Christmas pieces. So I feel like, because it's a kind of a reward for getting up early, isn't it? You're the first ones to see this. I know Kerry later is on Sewing Street, but you know what an absolute privilege we've had her in the studio this morning, and thank you for your messages as well. It's Thursday, we're almost at the weekend. What are you up to this weekend? Are you going to be sat at home waiting for your kit to arrive? They're absolutely. There's
nothing more exciting, is there, than a delivery. Do you know what I was really excited about yesterday? I was so excited when it arrived. The pins.
The pins.
I had a huge. I've been waiting for this delivery and chasing this delivery for about a month.
Yeah.
And I keep being told it's on its way, and it finally was on its way yesterday, 2 days ago. I missed the delivery twice. So I stayed home yesterday to wait, and this huge box arrived with packs of pins. And my son was at home, was like, oh, what you got, Mom? Pins. But, oh, no trainers then, no hoodie, no tickets to a festival, no pins. And I am as excited as you are when all of your things arrive in the post.
That is, I love it. I think, honestly, my postman...
Well, we can't finish the kits without the pins, you see.
This is it. These aren't just any pins. These are important pins. We needed them.
We've waited a month for pins.
I have that many deliveries because I'm hand making lots of things for my sister's hen do at the minute. So I'm having craft deliveries. My postman, do you know what he said to me? He said, Claire, I'm actually going to retire this year because I can't do these parcels. I said, please don't say that's because of me. He said, well, you are the house on the street with the most deliveries.
My postman's like, you're so excited. When we were working from home, you know, and the postman would come, I'd like be waiting. We live on the corner house. I'd be like, oh, so excited. It's just
like that feeling you used to get with the ice cream man cube. Now you're like, oh, the fabric.
Oh, I gallop all across the front lawn. I'm like, yay, it's arrived. It's like, they'll say, like, what is it? And I'm like, fabric. And he's like, all right, yeah.
More fabric. Are you one of those people who, like, you know, when you know he's coming, but I don't want to stand next to the door. I don't want to make it look
my
like
dog
I'm waiting.
notifies us as he's turned into the, you know, the area, starts barking, letting us know, and I am there at the door ready to go, hi.
Yeah. Same when the takeaway arrives, isn't it? You know, when the takeaway comes, Chris is like,
oh no, I try and be really good. I kind of like leave them for a minute and go, oh, thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Give me the food quick.
Peeping out of the curtains like, oh.
I'm definitely more excited about fabric deliveries than food deliveries.
Yeah, it's frightening, isn't it? It's frightening. I love it though, I love it. It's just that excitement. Are you the same at home though? Do you know you've actually ordered something, you know that something's coming? It's that feeling, isn't it? It's that feeling.
It's special, isn't it? Because you've treated yourself and, you know.
And you know, with Christmas things now, I know it sounds crazy, but if you get started now, by the time you get to Christmas, you know that November, December, and you've got most of your crafting up to level you want.
Let me just say, let me add to that. If you finish them, that is, Craig's still got about 6 half baubles, remember?
So Craig is Kerry's husband, and honestly, he's still asking for how many baubles?
13.
13 baubles, he says, I'm going to need 13. Honestly.
The thing is, people go, oh, I love these. Oh, you can have one, you can have one. He's like, stop giving my baubles away. So when I was looking for the samples, I was like, I've only got 2 left.
No, honestly, that is so funny. So I do a little bit of work with my partner as well. We teach kids how to fish together.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Oh, my eldest son he's fishing today, actually.
Is he fishing today?
Absolutely. I'll have to send you some photos of the fishing ponds he's built in.
Well, I've already been stalking your Instagram, so
you probably see it.
Got you on there. But you know, if you want to get in contact as well with Kerry, there's so many different ways. She's got a Facebook, which is the best one, Twitter, Instagram. Our actual website is a beautiful website as well. I was having a good look at it last night. All those vintage 50s polka dots on there as well. It's just gorgeous. It's proper glam. Right, and there's the website itself. So this is the Hobbymaker website. So if you want to send a message to Kerry, because we've only got her for half an hour, if there's anything you need to ask her, or if you want to say a piece that you've already had from Kerry before, now is the chance, because I know Living in Loveliness has got so many gorgeous pieces. There is actually a box on the website, and it says, send a message to the studio. That's the one. So if you want to send a message, pop it on. Otherwise, if you want to give that number down there a call, 0800 001 4433. It's a free number, and the staff are brilliant, and they can send your message down. So, because I know not everyone likes to get on Tinterweb. Some people just like watching on the TV. I'm the same. I just like watching on TV. These are looking brilliant. So our hexagons, how are they coming along?
So what I've done is I've sewn around the raw edge on each of these, and then I've left about a 2.5 inch turning gap on one of the sides, and it's important that your turning gap is in the centre of one of your sides here. You can mark them up, so I've just used a little chalk pen here as a little reminder, or a double pin. Now, because we're tight on time, I'm going to show you just one of these, what I would do at this stage. So just taking a pair of scissors, I'll use the pinking ones as I've got these here. We're just going to follow the corners and just cut at an angle, again a 45-degree angle here. Actually, that's more like 30 degrees, isn't it? We'll go for that. At an angle. We'll go angle. There we go. So I always cut on both sides so we get a lovely point, because what really makes this, you know, gives this that lovely finish with the diamonds and the hexagons there, is getting the points right. So we'll repeat that on all of the hexagons there. And the next thing we're going to do is to just poke your finger into the furthest point and turn these right side out.
Oh, wow.
And the reds I've married up there with the greens. Now, again, just because of time, I'm not going to use a tool to push these out, just my finger, but you'll have either a little dotting tool will work really well, or a stiletto if you do a lot of sewing, something pointy anyway. And we're going to turn these out. Now, these make nice placemats just on their own, don't they? So I'll repeat that on all of them, but for yourself, when you're making this at home, just make sure you cut those corners. I want to show you just how easy and effective this particular project is. So it's just hexagons. You know, if you wanted to make placemats to match, you could just increase the size of your template there. And they can all be coordinating, can't they? But this particular project here is to make the table centre.
I'm so glad it's hexagons as well.
Hexagons.
This is the thing with hexagons. I mean, obviously, I know a bit of a nod to 20s in terms of the shape where it really came forth. But if you look at so many different aspects, especially when you're looking at beehives and pineapples, all different touches of nature, it is one of those shapes that will never go out of fashion. We have loved it for centuries.
And there's so many different things you can do with hexagons as well. I mean, I'm so inspired by people who have the patience. I would definitely say it requires a lot of patience to make the small hand-sewn hexes. But I like fast projects. I like things that come together quickly. Speedy projects like what I'm making here. That's really what we're known for. You know, we do quilts and different things, but I like projects that you're using the shapes and you're bringing together something different. I just don't have. I've tried. I think I've got about 6 little hand-sewn hexagons, and that's as far as I've got.
But, like, you know, the size, when it all comes together.
It just looks amazing. We first produced this in some Liberty fabrics over on Sewing Street, and then we've had it in different fabrics, but I just thought it's just fab for the Christmas table, isn't it?
Because at the end of the day, Christmas table, you're going to need a centre vocal point, and this is what, and then with the star in the centre, it's such a beautiful nod to Christmas.
If
you know what I mean?
You know, if you wanted it on the centre, you know, a nice candle on the top of this is quite nice, isn't it? You don't need anything else, or just as it is.
Got one of these. You can even pop your Christmas tree on there.
There you go.
How gorgeous is that? I just love it. And the fact is, when everyone sits down to dinner, you know, it's a talking point.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? You say, I made that. I know Craig would
Don't
give it away.
spill gravy on it.
Get that gravy bowl away from this, thank you very much.
Don't spill gravy.
Just joined us. Kerry is doing another one of her fabulous demonstrations, and this is our beautiful hexagon table centerpiece, which is beautiful. And I just love it. I know you're the same at home, but it's when you actually see you putting it together and it comes to life, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm speeding through this, but it's a nice, easy project as well. So at this stage, what we're going to do is to just push those raw edges to the inside, give this a press just to finish that off. And I would always, with your raw edges, always just take a few extra moments to hand sew that. I'm not going to have time today, but when you're making this at home, and this is in your instructions as well, just a few little slip stitches in there, and that gives that a much better finish than just your top stitching.
Yeah.
So I really like using decorative stitches on the sewing machine. Most machines have a zigzag stitch, so you'll find that a lot of my projects are finished with a zigzag stitch.
Yeah.
So once you've hand sewn those raw edges together, then what we would do is to just top stitch around there just to give that a nice finish. I would use a zigzag, and that's what I recommend in the pattern, but you could use a straight stitch, or if you've got a super duper sewing machine, you might even want to use sort of a holly stitch or a little Christmas tree stitch on
wow!
So what we're left with here, we've got a pile of three with the 3 with the green backs and 3 with the red backs. And if we turn over, we've got 3 with the red and 3 with the green. You can marry them up separately, but I thought it's quite nice to give that a little pop. And what we're going to do with the 3, let's go for the green, it'll be easier to see that, is just using, and I really like working with a chalk pen. You could use any other pen, but it's nice and easy to see on here. The measurements are in the pattern booklet if you want to be absolutely accurate, but we're simply just aligning a ruler to the side about ½ an inch from the point. You can measure that down. So if I show you how I do this in the pattern first. So ½ inch down, make a little line, bottom corner, ½ inch down, make a little line, and then we join those together. But again, I've made this so frequently that you just tend to you'd be able to do this by eye.
Yeah.
So we're doing the first one across one of the triangles, if you like. And then using the same point, we're marking up the next side. So again, so we're creating a V shape on there. And if we do that on all 3 of the green, you only need to do this on 3 sides. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Wow, now I can see what you're going to do. I can see how it's going to come together. I'm like, That is so smart.
You'll get used to me. We like easy.
Yeah,
I like anything easy.
I get it. But you know, I've done scrapbooking. I've never done this type of crafting, you know, with this kind of fabric. I've done a bit of decoupaging, but it's sometimes you think, oh, I don't know, could it? But then when you see the video, when you see you doing it, you think, you know what, I could give it a go.
You could do that, definitely.
I could give it a go.
Absolutely, you could. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn one of the red with the polka dotty side facing towards us. So this effectively is creating the diamonds that you see or the back of the fabric. So we place one of the hexagons with the wrong side of the mat, if you like, or the polka dotty side if you're using the kit. And we're simply just going to align those hexagons. Slide one pin through, this will be absolutely fine. And we're going to sew across that line just there. So I always increase my stitch length to the longest stitch, which on this machine is 5.
Oh.
Place this onto the machine. You can use a walking foot if you want to, but you'll find that your machine will naturally work through this. So starting with a reverse stitch, sewing along that line, I'll move the pin as I sew along.
I love that you got your gorgeous, glamorous dress on, but because you got the foot pedal, your trainers. So glad got her trainers ready on foot pedal.
You're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Oh yeah, she's definitely not. She's wearing a full stiletto. It's ever so glamorous.
You'll never see me in stilettos. Ever, you'll always see me in trousers. I was like, oh, I don't have green trainers.
Oh my goodness.
I need Christmas trainers.
Yes,
in the post.
there you go. Your Christmas list is growing on this show. I hope your family are watching.
I hope Craig's watching.
Craig, trainers and crafts.
So, taking the next one, now it's important that we've got the red is the last one we worked with, so we're taking the next hexagon with the green side facing towards us. And as we place this on top, so we're alternating between the two colours, if you like. Slide your pin through again. Pop this onto the machine, and then using that guideline we've drawn for ourselves, we're going to sew along there again. So starting and finishing with a reverse stitch.
Wow. Absolutely. This is the bit that excites me now. It's all
And if
coming.
you see, this is how we start to create that design. So we'll turn this, so we'll pick the next one up. So I've got green on the back. I'm selecting one of the red, turning this over, just making sure that will go this way. So we've got the green on the back. We always want to be able to see the chalk. And what's important is the chalk line is always pointing towards that centre point there. So placing that on top, taking your pin and pushing this through, keeping the chalk line facing towards you, and we're going to sew along there again. So you can see this is another project. I mean, the hand stitching and the top stitching takes some time, of course, but it's a nice project to make. So if you've been volunteered last minute to do Christmas dinner this year, you've got time in an afternoon to sew this up.
Oh, you could put on one of those, you know, the Channel 5 Christmas films where they play so many, don't they?
Definitely. So we've got the red on the back. We're now going to take one with the green, placing this here, sorry. And so we can see that chalk line, just flipping this over, checking that that's coming to the centre, which it is. There we go.
That chalk line's so important, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I love
you
that
can use a fabric pen, but I find the chalk works especially with the metallics. I mean, you're going to fold over this in a while, so it's going to hide that line anyway. But I really like working with the chalk pens because it just dusts off very easily onto your fabric. No damage to the fabric at all. So we've got one left to pop on.
Absolutely incredible. It's just amazing to see the actual piece and then it broke down.
And then you can see we've just got one more to attach now. If we turn this over, we've got your two green, which is always good when it works. Placing this on top so we can see there that that chalk line is coming again into the centre, sliding a pin through and sewing along that chalk line.
If if you have just come and joined us, you've literally come at a perfect time. Kerry is about to reveal the demonstration of a lifetime. It's gorgeous. I can't believe how quick you've managed to do it. I know us at home, we'd be a bit slower at it, but I tell you, honestly, amazing.
So finally, what we're going to do is to just bring those two pieces together now. So as we bring those together, just pinch together one last time, and then we're sewing across that final chalk line. And I've seen these made, we've had these in different fabrics available as kits before, as I mentioned. It's great because I've seen people put bells on them, little buttons, little bows. I tend to keep it quite plain actually. I look at mine sometimes and go, oh, mine's quite boring compared, but
Well,
you've
really
want to.
So many pieces to make for Craig. You've not got time to be adding bells and whistles, Kerry. If you are watching, you're thinking, do you know what? I've got fabric. I'm not necessarily wanting it for Christmas. I want it as my table piece all year round. If you've got the fabric at home, which you've just fallen in love with and it matches your dining room perfectly, you want the pattern and the instructions, you can get that on its own, which is £6.99. I know lots of you have checked out. Everything's in there for you in terms of the instructions and the pattern. And if you're thinking, do you know what? I want this for an everyday, not just for me Christmas, then that's all there for you as well, because it's still that gorgeous hexagon shape, which can be used all year round.
Oh, it looks beautiful in any fabrics, you know, and again, I mean, most of the projects, I'm really passionate about getting people to be thrifty, like I mentioned right at the beginning. So, you know, this is made using a combination of 4 fabrics, but of course you could use a different fabric for each one. I've seen it made in rainbow fabrics actually, and it looked amazing. So all the different colours, that looked fabulous.
Do you know what, honestly, Ollie was saying earlier, do you know, when you're babies, you know how much you love your baby clothes, and they get that little bit older, and you know, you want to still capture the memories of some of those baby clothes. You could actually use the fabric to create something.
And it'd make a nice wall decoration, wouldn't it? That's a lovely idea, actually. I wouldn't have thought of that.
My
I
mum's
love
attic.
memory items. I love making memory quilts and things. So
She's
that's a
got
lovely
all
idea.
those things, all the communions, all your dresses. You can't reuse them, can you? Do you know what I mean? So make something.
No, that's a lovely idea. I really like that, actually. So that's your table centre. Of course, yours will have your top stitching and your raw edges sewn. And all that's left to do to finish this off is give it a real good press, and then just using a needle and thread, we're simply then just, all I've done here is put a tack stitch on. Onto each corner, just a little tack stitch. You could, if you wanted to, sew along to secure them down, but mine have just tacked together to finish off. So if you wanted to, you know, use a nice decorative stitch to showcase the stitching on the exterior part, then you could absolutely do that on the triangles here. But for the instructions and for all I do with mine is just a little tack stitch, and then you're showcasing those beautiful metallic Christmas fabrics, really bringing some sparkle to the Christmas time. I'm so excited about Christmas.
I know.
I'm like, who should we invite?
You're the first time where I've actually managed to get Christmas pieces, because we've not had any over on Lifestyle yet, and I'm just like, it's coming,
very
it's
exciting.
coming.
It's very exciting.
And we've had Kerry here before she heads over to Sewing Street. So if you want to get ahead of everyone else, if you want to get, this is the first opportunity to get any of them. And you know as well as I do, through all of our channels, when it's Christmas things, they fly out of the roof. So if you want to get ahead, you want to get checked out, there's lots of different ways you can do it. We've seen kits for the wreaths, we've seen the trees, we've seen the baubles, we've seen the beautiful hexagon table.
We might be able to squeeze in bunting as well.
Do you think we can? Oh, we can. Kerry says we can. I was hoping. Right, we've got 10 minutes and we've got our final piece. This is going to be
We've done well today.
We've done. You're on fire, Kerry. I'm telling you, it's when we've not got the kids and husbands around. We can do more things.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate.
Yeah. So here we go. It is our final piece for you, and it's the bunting. Oh, Ollie's saying I'm not a distraction. Right, so here you go, my lovely. I'm going to open it because Kerry says I can do all of the opening today. Let's have a little look.
I didn't tell you you've got to rewrap them though, did I?
You did tell me rewrapping. You thought you'd slip that one in at the end, didn't you? Right, this
I'm
is
just
the
teasing.
bunting. This is the bunting, and oh my, honestly, we'll show it you. Oh, you can see it on the screen. I didn't realise you could see it.
It's been there the whole time.
Honestly, so Caitlin, 2 hours. I'm useless, Rihanna. So Caitlin, Laura, I didn't realise the bunting were down at the front. I know, you know how I'm a servant I am. I know. That's why I
Laura spent ages doing that for you this morning.
She really did. Right, Caitlin, I know Caitlin has been doing so well doing a work experience with Kerry and living in loveliness. She's been doing amazing. Her bunting came in. This is all what Caitlin has done on her work experience. It is magnificent. The level of detail is phenomenal. And tell you what, Kerry, I was going to say Kerry. Caitlin, if you're watching, a massive well done, sweetheart. But if you are watching at home and you want to think, you know what, I want to give it a go, because bunting, £15.99 is incredible. You get your materials, you've got your bunting. And what else do we get inside here?
So inside here you're getting 1 metre of the red fabric. This is for the back of the pennants. You're getting 3 fat quarters of that Christmas metallic, again coordinating with our other kits we've bought you today. 5.5 metres of the bias binding, so you can hang this everywhere, all down the stairs, fireplaces, everywhere you want. You've got 5.5 metres, and then you've got your template and your pattern booklet as well.
Wow. So, honestly, we were saying earlier, we might not have had time to demo this, but Kerry's going to squeeze it in for us because she's a superstar. So this is our last demo. £15.99. You get everything. You get the instructions, you get the pattern, you get the fabric, you get that beautiful ribbon piece as well. So let's see, Gary, how we put it all together. If you have just joined us, you're looking to check out, there's a few different ways. I would say if you're on the internet, you can check out from the website. You can either give them a call, and remember, if you've already bought something today, whatever else you get, it's all one postage and package. P&P is already done. So you're not adding another £4 on. So, Gary, I'm handing over to you. Here we go.
Let's go. So bunting is always one of the projects. Whenever I do beginner classes, this is always one of the things that I get people to make. One, it's just so beautiful to make, and it's really, really easy and hangs and looks effective as well. So what you're going to do, and again, same as I've done with the other projects today, do it as a bit of a production line. Get all your cutting done and then place them all out. Have a little cup of tea, nice project to work with as well. Then what we're going to do is place all of the red fabric onto the table. This is this colour on colour, so you don't need, there's no right or wrong way in the kit. And then taking one of your pennants, so I'm using the red metallic, we're placing that on top, pattern facing. And then what I tend to do here is use just 2 pins is absolutely fine. What we're going to do is to sew along those 2 raw edges, so down to the point and along to the top. Because we're going to reverse these as well, we're going to start and finish with a reverse stitch. I've managed to tangle myself up. Oh no, there we go. I thought it was all tangled then. So starting and finishing with a reverse stitch. All of the patterns I use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, or for ease, the side of your sewing machine foot. When you arrive at the bottom of the pennant, leave your needle inserted into the point, raise your presser foot and pivot. Drop that presser foot again, and we're going to finish with a reverse stitch. We just do a few of these just to show you how to make these and then to attach it to your pennant.
I'm just so happy you've managed to squeeze it in. We thought, oh, we can't get 5 demos in today. Well, 4.
You're even happier than one of my pennants is that cream fabric you like.
I know, I was obsessed with that cream fabric.
I'm starting to feel really guilty. I've not done anything with your favourite fabric today.
I said, Kerry, that's my favourite one. That's my favourite one. You know what, though? If we can get a snippet of everything, that's good enough for us, isn't it? That's good enough for us.
So we'll just do the 2 pennants there today. So down at the bottom, we're just going to cut at an angle to get that nice point. And then we're going to turn this the right way out. So again, your dotting tool or a turning tool, anything pointy. Always try and avoid your scissors if you can, because it's easy to get a bit excited at this point.
Oh, look at that beautiful
and then
fabric.
slip and slide through. It's lovely, isn't it?
I am so obsessed with that fabric.
So we just point this to the bottom. There we go, and do that on the second one. So if we just give that just a little press there.
That's amazing, isn't it? But you know what as well, bunting, I know obviously for Christmas, but once you've got the hang of it, don't forget baby showers, weddings, summer
garden,
parties.
they're great, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what?
They look great.
I can't believe how quick you're doing this.
I'm quite speedy.
Oh, yeah, that's... Literally, Ollie was just saying as well, you know, kids' bedrooms, you know, you go in shops and you buy the bunting. And firstly, you do pay expensive for bunting, let's be honest. And secondly, if you can make it yourself, do you imagine when the kids get older, like, oh yeah, I made that. And do you know what? That's so true. Laura was just saying, you'd pay even more for that. For, you know, the plastic ones, and they're not for me. Do you know which ones I mean? The plastic cheap ones. They're just, you want the fabric ones, the proper fabric ones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what I've done here, so using the bias binding, there is 5.5 metres in your kit, so you've got enough here to make a great length. Taking your bias binding, what we're going to do is face this up towards you with a folded edge and just finger press. We'll put the first pennant in 5 inches from that raw edge, and then if you've got a ruler or 3 finger spaces if you're not using a ruler, and you're just simply going to open up that bias binding, slot the fabric in so that butts along that folded scored edge there, slide the pins through and secure those into place. And you'll do that for the full length or however long you want your bunting.
Oh, I love it next to the green.
Looks great, doesn't it?
Oh my God, the colour choice in these fabrics are just so right, aren't they? They are so right.
Can't go wrong, can you, with the metallics?
Sometimes Christmas colours, you know, when you see it, the really shiny red, sometimes I think, no, I want a deep, richer red. Do you know what I mean? More of a traditional red.
So once you've attached all of your pennants, I'm leaving a 3-inch gap, in between each pennant there. Now, I like using a zigzag stitch, especially on bunting, because you know you're going to catch all of your fabrics there. And you're simply just going to slot this onto the machine, drop your presser foot onto there, and zigzag stitch the full length of that bias binding.
You love a zigzag stitch.
I love a zigzag, yeah.
I
do try and go, oh, I'll experiment.
Right, we have got 2 minutes left, and do you know what? We're actually going to do it. We're going to be able to do it in time so we can see it all come together, which is amazing. Absolutely fabulous. And do you know what, honestly, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We love these early mornings. I just think what a nice way to start your day, talking about, well, Christmas and crafts. How is it coming along?
That's it. We are, for the 3 pennants, we are done.
But are you ready to see it? I'm ready to see it now. This is amazing.
That's as long as your bunting gets looked.
There you go.
There you go. We've managed it. We just about.
You know what? We've got a minute and a half left. You've done amazing. You've done that timing. Everyone's speechless in the gallery. So there it is, my love. Now, if you have been with us this morning and you're getting ready to check out, make sure you do it in the next minute and a half. You can jump on the phone lines. You can pop out your checkout online. But I have got to say, first and foremost, Kerry, you've blown my socks off. You have done.
I've really enjoyed the early morning. Thank you very much.
Really
and it's our second show on Hobbymaker today.
Literally, my first Hobbymaker guest. But I have got to say, the whole team today, Laura, who's been fabulous, Ollie with all of his baby ideas, he's got baby on the brains, and Michael with his putting up with me, holding things everywhere, Kinga running the whole studio with her little buns today. She looks as cute as a button. But I have got to say, gorgeous. I have got to say a huge thank you to you for joining us. Now, you've seen everything today. We've had Kerry. There's so many ways you can get in touch. Facebook, her website, Living in Loveliness. And Kerry, I've just so enjoyed having you.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
You are.
Hope to see you soon.
Yes, you are such an inspiration. So you're going on Sewing Street later,
I'm on Sewing Street today.
Yeah, you're doing some more demonstrations
I am.
there.
We've got quilts, cushions, lunch bags.
Things
for the garden. We've got a busy day today.
But we got your Christmas stuff.
You got Christmas stuff.
No, you're an inspiration. And say thank you as well to all of the all the family and yeah, of course, work experience. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned for the rest of the day as well. We'll see you again.